Just Joe here, and I've got too many movies. Maybe I should watch one. It's once again Friday, bitches, which means I get to watch another movie from my collection that I've never seen before, and I'm excited because I have decided to watch every Mad Max movie. That's right. I'm gonna watch all 4 movies. I've collected them all. See? So you don't think I'm full of crap? See? There's all 4, and I'm gonna start, with the first one. I'm gonna watch the very first Mad Max movie, the one that started it all from 1979, and I'm excited. I bought these movies a long time ago, and I just never got around to watching them, but now I got, around to watching them, and I'm gonna go watch it, so I'm gonna go, watch it. So, bye! Okay, so I just got done watching the first Mad Max movie, and, I didn't really like it at all. I didn't really like it at all. I didn't really like it at all. I can only keep repeating that. I didn't enjoy this movie that much, and that really sucks. That bums me out, and when I bum out, I don't talk as fast. Yeah, so, hang on. Okay. I'm severely depressed because this movie really wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but you know what? It's okay with Mr. Coffee here. I can keep up my energy when talking about how much I really kind of didn't like this movie. So, as always, I'm going to start with the plot/the script. So you know what's really funny? This movie is called fucking Mad Max, and Max doesn't really go mad until the last 10 minutes, and even then he really doesn't go that mad. I mean, yeah, this movie has a lot of violence in it, especially for 1979, but for God's sakes, your name is Mad Max, and you don't really go that mad. I'm mad right now, and I don't mean mad like I thought you were gonna get, but I'm mad and angry because this movie just bored the shit out of me. But regardless, the plot of Mad Max is in the not so distant future, which I like that they actually put that at the beginning, so it could take place nowadays, even though basically this movie, it doesn't look like a post-apocalyptic world. It just looks like 1979 or the 1980s, just with, some biker gangs and some weird police with weird cars, and it doesn't really look futuristic, but I know it was a very low budget movie, so I'm not gonna knock it for that. It just doesn't really seem like the future, even though I think in future movies it does. But regardless, there's biker gangs terrorize the roads aren't safe, and, Max, played by Mel Gibson, he's this cop, and, a friend of his gets burned, literally, by the street gang, and the street gang terrorizes people. The opening in this movie is phenomenal, and it really gripped me. It was just after that, it all went downhill. And yeah, I mean, like, Max has a wife, he's got a son, and he really doesn't want to be a part of the police force anymore. He wants to quit, and then, eventually he kind of does quit, and then, him and his wife go off, but then the biker gang finds them, and basically, I'll just say his wife and son, well, and Max decides to go after the biker gang. But like I said, that's in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. This movie's an hour and a half. So, yeah, I just kind of told you the whole plot because there's just so much nothing going on. I mean, yeah, there's some really cool, there's a lot of really cool chase scenes and stuff with the cars. That's the best part of this movie, and I'll get into the direction, in that section, but that's the best part of this movie. Every time there's a chase scene or whatever, but after a while they kind of become repetitive because it's kind of like the same shots over and over and over, but, whatever. You gotta make an omelet to break a few eggs. Whatever. And like I said, that's basically the plot of Mad Max, and the script, I didn't like the script. The dialogue is clunky as hell. I mean, the dialogue, in my opinion, sucks. There's no memorable lines, especially for an action movie, and I was just wanting, even one-liners, even cliche one-liners, something, but it just, I didn't like it. I thought the script was garbage. They didn't really build a very interesting futuristic world. The characters, Max kinda was fleshed out. I mean, his story arc was that he wanted to quit because he didn't want to become like the people on the streets, and technically that story arc came to fruition, but it wasn't told very well. Nothing was. I mean, it doesn't really show him and his wife as good parents. Fuck, they leave the little kid by himself all the time. Just go play by yourself. It's an infant. Don't just leave him by himself. Be parents. Be better parents. You suck. And the other characters, like his best friend Goose, you know, wasn't that, or, you know, one of the names for the guy from Top Gun? Goose? Was that just a popular name back then? A lot of guys want to be called Goose. But regardless, Goose, whatever. Or the police captain. What the hell was his problem in it? Oh, doesn't matter. I'll talk about that in the cast and characters, but the script I thought sucked. I'm sorry. It doesn't hold up to this day. To me, it shouldn't have held up back then. Cast and characters. I can't really get on the cast for this. They did the best they could. It wasn't like it was bad. You could tell a lot of them maybe weren't really full-time actors, but Mel Gibson was fine. He just never really went mad. You know, the police captain, like I was saying before, what the hell was this guy's problem? He was freaking weird, man. And he kept talking to Max about being a hero, like Mad Max was this huge hero, and he didn't do anything. He didn't show Mad Max being this. I figured Mad Max would be like the best cop on the force, but he really wasn't. Goose did more than him in this. Goose! Goose! But the other characters, like the other cops, there's only like 4 or 5 freaking people on the police force, all guys, no women. Thanks, 1979. And yeah, I mean, this is obviously, this was made in Australia. Everyone has an Australian accent. Even Mel Gibson had a really strong Australian accent, and this reminded me of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the Lethal Weapon parodies. And they do, when Glenn Howerton plays Mel Gibson, he's got this strong, you know, Australian accent, you know, and it's freaking hilarious. I've never heard Mad Max. I've never heard Mel Gibson. This movie has made me mad. I've never heard Mel Gibson with his actual accent before, so it was weird to hear that. But the cast did the best they could with what they were given. The characters I thought sucked. Max never got mad. The wife was okay. She was pretty. The cops were weird. The bad guys, like the main bad guy, it's like, I feel like the director didn't give anyone any direction. The guy just did weird freaking things. Like he was this honestly kind of cliche bad guy, but before those, without the cliches. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. This movie's made me go mad. Christ's sake, it's like I just fell down the freaking rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland and I came out, I don't know what the hell's wrong with the world nowadays, and I don't know what's going on anymore. So yeah, I didn't like any of the characters, not even the bad guys. They were stupid. And now I'm out of coffee! So yeah, last but, well, maybe in this case, least, the direction, the editing, and the music. Okay, the best part of this movie was the direction. George Miller's, you know, first Mad Max movie, he got to really show off how great of a director he is. And, you know, now because of Mad Max Fury Road, and he was already known as a great director, but Mad Max Fury Road, he, you know, finally got an Oscar nomination, but we'll get to that in a few weeks when I watch the movie. And, you know, his direction really takes the cake. Like I said, the opening scene in this, the chase scene, was awesome. Without a doubt, the best part of the movie. And it really, I was like, yes, this is Mad Max. This is what people have been telling me for years. And then, no. But the direction in this, you know, it's awesome. The chase things get really repetitive. And, you know, they just kind of, it's the same old after a while, but they were revolutionary for the time and they still kind of hold up nowadays. But the direction in this, even without the chase scenes, was very good. The editing sucked. It was just crossfades. It's like how I would edit a movie, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing and I'm trying to be a filmmaker. So I guess that shows you how great I'm gonna be. But the editing in this, it was just a bunch of crossfades and just was weird transitions, man, when it wasn't the crossfades. It just, I don't know. Again, it's an independent movie, whatever, but Jesus Christ, not great. And the music was good. I've heard the soundtrack in this was great. It's not that it wasn't... Okay, it was weird. It just... The soundtrack in this I enjoyed, but it just felt like it wasn't in the right film. A lot of the time, it had like a horror movie vibe with the soundtrack, and other times, it sounded like a 1950s or 60s Western. And the music was great, it just didn't really fit. I don't know, maybe the Australians back then with their films, they loved horror movies, they loved Westerns, and they just decided to put it in every movie they ever made. Didn't fit here, but I liked it. Okay, so final thoughts. I'm sorry. I did not like this movie. I really didn't. And as I've talked about it here, actually the score has lowered for me. I didn't enjoy this. I didn't feel like there was good storytelling. There wasn't good character development. Max was the only one who kind of had a story arc, but it wasn't well told. I didn't enjoy any of the characters. The dialogue sucked. I didn't like the script. The direction was great. The editing wasn't good. The music was weird. It was just a weird experience, man. It was like a student film in college. And maybe it was, for all I know. I don't know. But, I mean, it's not a horrible start to the Mad Max universe, but, you know, and I didn't mind the idea. I knew this wasn't all action, like The Road Warrior or Mad Max Fury Road, or even the third one, Mad Max and, what's it called? Yeah, Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, the Tina Turner one. I'm looking at the movie, in case you were wondering. Just thinking about, hopefully, you know, next couple weeks out of my life is going to be complete shit watching these, or it's going to get better. You know, I don't mind they tried to tell a story here. They just didn't do it well, in my opinion. So yeah, I give Mad Max a Justo rating, I'm sorry, of 2.5 out of 5.
Boo, you suck!
So thank you very much for watching Too Many Movies with me, Just Joe. Like I said, for the next, I guess it's going to be next 3 weeks, I'm going to watch all the Mad Max movies. You know, got the first one marked off the list, you know, check. Thank God. I know it gets better, but ugh, good Lord. So that's going to be the next 3 weeks of movies, but if you have any more suggestions, leave a comment below, watch the video where you see my entire DVD and Blu-ray movie collection. You can make any suggestions on movies. I'll let you know if I've seen it or not, and hopefully I can do it in a future review. I do these every single Friday. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram, on Facebook, like the page, my YouTube page, Part B1 Productions, also the podcast that I'm on, what were we talking about down there, and, you know, I'm just going to keep doing this with my hand, because right now, I really do feel like Alice falling down the freaking rabbit hole. I don't know what the hell is real, what's fake anymore. That Mad Max really fucked me up. I don't know. My mind is just going, more coffee. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I don't like when I don't like a movie. Not that I really sleep anyway, you know. Thanks, Starbucks. But anyway, I'm Just Joe. As you can see, I've still got too many movies, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Quiet on the set.